16, with the Denver Broncos trying to hold on to playoff hopes at 8-6, hosting the Rams, who are 5-9 and pretty much out of it, I believe. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the schedule to see if there's any chance. The best they can do is 7-9. The leaders of the division are both the Niners and Cardinals are both 7-7. So they probably are out of it unless somehow 7-9 wins that division. But either way, they can play spoiler today. And these Broncos have lost 2 semi-pro teams, so anytime we're playing a real team, it's always that much more difficult.
All right, Larry, we are a couple miles west of the
and there you see New England won and Buffalo both won. So that's going to set up a division championship next week between Boston and Buffalo. And if Buffalo wins that one, that puts both of those teams at 9-7, which means if the Broncos lose either of these last 2, then they would be out of a wild card chance.
So out come the Rams now for their first possession.
If Broncos, of course, want to make it easy on themselves, they'll just win both games. Win this game to set up the winner-take-all against the Chargers next week.
That's not going to get them to the Pro Bowl.
That's ideal.
All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won.
So I believe Deacon Jones is back. The Rams are healthier than they've been in a while.
He's doing all the right things.
That makes it more difficult. But again, the Broncos have to earn their way to the playoffs, so see what happens.
For Teron Ward. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Hey Ryan, hey Vinny. Thanks for joining. Here's a look at the offense. Number 28 sneaks in with the lineman. He clearly doesn't belong based on his size there. Marconi, Phillips, Carroll Dale.
The quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Let's see what the offense comes with here. Second and 8.
Boston 9-6. The Bills 8-7. I think the Titans are 7-7. So that division definitely coming down to the wire this one. Broncos 8-6 and the Chargers at 9-5 currently.
And he's able to take this one up to the
either on this channel or the Brian Phelps channel, the Chargers will be playing in one of the bonus games. Here's a look at the Denver defensive line. Gavin Holzman. There's the linebackers, Fred, McDaniel, and Hudson. Corners are Pyatt and McMillan. The Goose and Phil Nugent are your safeties.
To avoid an early 3-and-out here on 3rd and 4.
Third and 4 here, and there's a jump by the Rams, I hope.
And I think we got a jump here.
Nope, it's on the Broncos. So the Broncos hand the Rams a free first down.
So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
The Broncos getting to the end of the road with these mustard and brown uniforms. So there's at least good news in that regard, and I look like an idiot when I stop.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Carroll Dale makes my guy look retarded.
It's all right. It is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays. Makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it?
Left, I said.
A really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down.
And Frank Ryan rolls out and then chucks it out of bounds. Nice to see a quarterback that doesn't want to just run all the time.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground incomplete.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
There's up the middle, but I think Gavin got him. I'm sorry, Cash. Cash on that end. No, he did pick up the first down. Dang it.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulder square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely picked
All
his
right.
lane, went with it, and converted.
Couple first downs from the Rams so far.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback.
All right, nice little pass play to the fullback, and Marconi all the way down to the 31-yard line. This is not the start that we needed.
The coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the
There's another completion.
Quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, you can start to pressure receivers. Now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert. It'll be a 3rd and 4. And as a defensive end, getting off
3rd and 4.
To the football,
we're hoping to have 3 bonus games on Zach to the Future again, with the coming down to the playoffs and with many games to choose from. We're hoping to bring 3 different ones. Haven't worked out what channel will have what yet, but see the Chargers will be involved. The Packers and Titans. Chargers are playing the Cardinal? No. Who the heck are the Chargers playing? I forgot already. But yeah, with the if we are able to get the 3rd bonus game out there, that'll be 11 games total coming at you for Week 16. One's already in the books. And the Broncos are trailing in this one, the second game of the 11. Wow, the Eagles up to 10 and 5. So a lot of us are in danger of missing the playoffs, as the Eagles have proven to 10 and 5 puts pressure on the Cowboys to make the playoffs. The Broncos, of course, if they lose this game, they could be shut out. The Bills lose next week, then they're out. Lots of stuff going on.
So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive.
Here comes Frank Tripucka. It's over 3,200 yards. He has 19 touchdowns, but the 26 interceptions.
Last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass. That's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
It's a fake to the fullback, and they pitch it out to Ames, and he gets a nice 23-yard run.
23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Dance class, anyone? Did you see the steps between the quarterback and the running back?
What you need for a good counter.
You have to have it because you're setting up your blocking. There's a timing element as well, but they have to marry up those steps. Otherwise,
so decent start there.
Out the window.
Timing was great there and a big run. They'll look to throw now on first down.
There's a completion to Frazier for 13 yards.
That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Yeah, if you have not seen the Buffalo Texans game, that's the Houston Texans, so semi-pro team, but they have a quarterback that the Bills gave up on, and he, you know, really gave the Bills a scare there.
Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And inside the 20.
But luckily, the teleportation skills of William Fowler
These are his numbers from last week's
helped
contest.
push the Bills past the Texans.
Exactly
that play actually didn't have much to do with the game, but it was a funny animation to see. Broncos now inside the red zone.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This one
completion underneath. He does hang on, so that's nice.
And brought down, but not
That is Allen.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as
well.
This passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that would be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see
completion to Frazier for the touchdown.
For a Denver touchdown.
So the Broncos come right back down the field. Trafuga gets his 20th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos take the lead here in a must-win game. Point after is good, and the Broncos lead 7-3.
But they kick it here, and it's good. Now the punter Dixon out to kick it off.
Ooh. So good news on Ray Carlton will be there for that matchup against the Patriots, as he will be needed. Unfortunately, Reichlag is out basically for the season unless the Bills get to the Super Bowl. Which, if you remember from 1960, the Cowboys didn't clinch a playoff spot until the last week of the season, and then went on to win the Super Bowl. So all you got to do is get in.
What do you think they'll do? Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups. Check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field.
And there's Eifred. The good. There's Larry Wood last week, had 134 yards. Wow. That had to be one of his best weeks of the season. Actually, that was on the Brian Phelps channel, I believe, as the Rams took down the Chargers, which, as much as I loved the Rams last week, now I have to turn around and beat them. So. Chargers, or the Rams, having huge impact on the AFC West.
Two there, and it's third down.
3rd and 9 coming up. Be a nice stop here.
You're expecting to come after the quarterback, but in this case, he ran into the ball carrier.
Ryan from the shotgun.
Because what you do is you come deep as the deepest offensive player, so he can't get outside of you.
And that is complete.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
28 yards.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz,
okay, come on.
Right
come on, Mustard.
So he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up
Mustard and Brown defense.
And deliver it downfield.
Not quite the Orange Crush yet, but.
A handoff as they run the counter play.
Wood gets to the outside. He's up to 10 yards now on 6 carries, so nothing extraordinary yet, but enough to keep things off balance.
Wasn't it? Guys picked up all their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back.
2 tight ends set again.
Pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on
this time it's a fake, and he's going to run for it.
And some room to work. And he is hit pretty hard from the side as he's knocked down.
Frank Ryan takes a shot, but holds on to the ball after a 13-yard scramble. And the Rams right down the field. It doesn't look like the punters are going to be involved too much today. We're definitely going to have to hold them to field goals, though. There's Wood powering his way forward for... No, that's Marconi, sorry. I give it to the fullback for a change.
It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
A good solid game there on first down, but the defense has to be...
Now in 1961, giving it to the fullback would not be strange at all, but in Madden 18, it doesn't happen very often.
And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line.
Hey, Ryan, I should do one more, or I plan to do one more today. I haven't decided if I will go over. I most likely will do the Bears game. Actually, I know I'll do a Bears game. I haven't decided yet if I'll do the Bears Sack to the Future game, or if I will do a best era football with the 1985 Chicago Bears. The 85 Bears are taking on the 96 Packers. The best era football is the Thursday night game.
He's going to go down.
So it just depends if I feel like I'll have no interruptions to where I can actually play the game through, or otherwise, if I feel like I might have a distraction during that time, then I might do the best era football, since that's a simulation, which if I need to take a play off, I could just let the computer announcers take over for a play or two.
And Zerline's kick is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6.
Oh, Christmas was awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, hopefully yours was good as well. Time with the family is always good. We didn't visit anyone far away. It was all close, so we had a couple different days we were driving here and there, but all under an hour travel. So.
Good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Oh, Vinny, are you referring to the last game of week 2 on Best Era Football? Is that right? I think that was the Monday night game. Why the hell? Oh, there's Mingo just running over, man, and getting a nice first down. Yeah, if I remember right, the Lions, Kramer played a good game, but the Giants, Phil Simms won the game at the end, I believe. Well, I know the Lions won the game because of the Lions lost the game because they haven't won yet in Best Era Football. But I can't remember. I think that was the one where all of a sudden both teams exploded in the fourth quarter. Went back and forth. Oh, wow. Okay. Mingo tries to get his head taken off. That's got to be a face mask. Ouch. He broke one tackle, and then the other guy violently tried to rip his head off. Bob Long. My goodness.
So that flag will cost him 15. And it doesn't matter anymore.
Well, the Rams are getting started with the fearsome foursome. I don't know. Ripping heads off is part of that, but seems like they're trying to put a different attitude in place for future years. Mingo obviously affected as he goes nowhere on that play.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. Yeah,
so if you finished week 2, Vinny, then week 3 starts with the Thursday night game, the 89 49ers and the 99 Rams, which is probably the favorite game that I've seen from Best Era Football so far. There's Trapuka hitting Frazier, so Frazier's come to play today. And when Frazier, a couple times this year, Frazier has stepped up to play. When he does, that gives me 2 legitimate receivers and makes Trapuka's job so much easier. Hopefully he will play the whole game.
C.J. Anderson of the game, he gets it here. And they get to
There's Stone up the middle for 3 yards.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again.
Oh,
go play action, hit them
Stone caught in the backfield this time.
Nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want
oh, yes, the highlights. So the highlights, I think, are only from a few games, as I didn't. I was already partway through week 2 before I started figuring out that I was going to do a highlight video. Oh, there's a dropped ball. That's what I'm talking about. We had Carmichael lined up there instead of Frazier, so usually the guy opposite Taylor can't hold on to the football. And that strikes again. But you can't go to Taylor on every play because they usually double cover, which I would do too if he's the only guy that can catch the ball regularly. But luckily the field goal is at least put through, and the Broncos extend their lead to 10-6. We've had no punts. Field goal, touchdown, field goal so far.
Red zone, but they'll wind up coming away with just 3.
Yeah, 32-yarder. That's equal to an extra point nowadays, and those are no problem for an NFL kicker.
And the Broncos aren't going to play an easy game. They're just not talented enough. So, especially against a real team, they are capable of getting blown out, as they did, at least in the second half of that game against the Oilers. But I don't know that they're capable of blowing anyone out. Even semi-pro teams, you've seen them lose to. So, whereas the Bears can blow people out if they're playing their best, the Broncos need to play their best just to win the game. So that looks like what we're going to need to do today. 10-6. It's going to be a struggle. Just got to avoid turnovers, hold them to field goals. Try to get out of here with a win. Set up that division title game against the Chargers in Week 17.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line.
Oh, okay. After Wood went down, my guy continued to walk, and then he just did a fake fall to land on him.
You're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback.
Interesting animations today in Sack of the
Future. Still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
And off to Wood, and Cash comes off his man to take him down. Only 15 yards, and here comes our first punt of the day. So this is good news. So the Rams are the ones taking the punt.
It really messes everything up for an offense because no longer are you setting the tone and dictating the game. If you do want to throw the ball, play action's kind of gone out.
The Vikings have, I think, won 3 in a row or something. They're up to 6-18. No chance at the playoffs, but in their first year in the league as an NFL franchise, having a nice end of the year with both Jim Marshall and Fran Tarkenton on IR. Definitely headed in the right direction for next year, which is good for the league, I guess. Terrible for the Bears because now it seems like we're going to have 3 hard divisional opponents.
You're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of the Vikings lately.
Try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdown.
Again, I'm sure we would all like to see more of Marshall and Tarkenton, but at least we're getting to realize the Vikings are more than just those 2 players.
You got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the.
And there's the completion to Frazier, and he holds on again. So we do have, like I said, 2 receivers able to hold on to the football today.
In recent years,
is a bonus.
Really gained stature in the NFL because they could do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks.
Another completion to Frazier. He's up to 6 catches on the day.
It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
There's the Deacon.
In just 2 minutes' time, don't forget we'll get you to Orlando for our halftime
2-minute warning.
To bring it to you, who else but Larry Ridley?
Now that man knows his football. Go get him, Larry.
Mingo tries to break a tackle, but he's brought down. He's averaging 8 yards a carry, which is nice.
And it'll be second down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
On second down, Jamal Charles.
And there's Mingo for another few yards. 5, I believe, on the carry all the way down to the 18-yard line.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and we'll still get the first down. They love being physical.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he's got it.
And there is a completion to Lionel Taylor, the old reliable one.
It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal.
That's his first catch of the day, as they've been featuring Frazier so far today.
Tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Stone breaks a couple tackles and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Much needed touchdown there. The Broncos extend their lead 16-6 now. And the point after is good. 17-6. Broncos playing as well as they can play. This is about the best you get from the Broncos, and their best is good enough against teams like the Rams or worse. There are some teams where even their best is not going to be good enough. We know that. This is not a Super Bowl winning team, but the more experience they can get in the playoffs, the better that'll be for them in future years when they start acquiring some talent.
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put
Here's a quick pattern and a timeout called by the Rams.
Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to
and there's an overthrow by Frank Ryan. 6 of 9 now.
The intended receiver, Tavon Austin, and it's third down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown
Third and 6.
looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do.
This would be the goose. Make sure nothing stupid happens.
They have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
Oh, it'll be a simple handoff. And the Rams are willing to go to the locker room down by 11.
But not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down.
Now that was a big time play by the defense. They as well knew where the
Will they actually punt it? There's no reason to. And they won't. Okay. All right, so we're going into the locker room. 17-6. Denver on top. I already forgot. I just played the Chargers, but I don't remember if I played them here or there. So I'm not sure if Week 17 will be in San Diego or Denver, or if they'll decide to play it in Los Angeles just for fun.
He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And an update from out west in Oakland. The Dolphins have jumped out to an early lead in their ball game. Drew Brees with 2 first-half touchdown passes.
The Dolphins taking the lead on the Raiders. The Raiders are the worst team in our division, although they did beat the Broncos, or split the season series 1-1, but they are losing to a semi-pro team at the moment. Oh, and there's the Deacon getting right through his double team and taking out a Stone, 2-yard loss. Rather not see him get going.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
And there is Tripucka not able to do anything about that. Blitz. And the Rams have come out with a different game plan here. Why they can't just stick with their first half game plan that I knew and liked.
Yeah, you do in a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Okay, it'll be a screen pass here. Stone will break a couple tackles, but it took a little too long, and he was unable to get past 84 for the first down. So the Broncos will punt for the first time.
It looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
The 12-2 Giants taking on a semi-pro team from Jacksonville. That could be disastrous. Talk about no punts.
7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Rams
Browns will get
with a first
The
and 10.
Falcons currently a playoff team at 7-7, but I think the Saints are a game behind them in that all semi-pro division.
Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they?
Of course, the Falcons will be joining the NFL in 5 years. And then you'll see the Falcon games on the Vinny X Wolf channel.
Stop them defensively, get the ball back to the offense, and let's go downfield and score. Seems simple.
Wide open down the middle.
We have to find out that's going to happen.
Gosh dang it. So both defenses change their approaches at halftime. The Rams come out and dominate the line of scrimmage, and the Broncos decide they're not going to cover anyone anymore.
Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by
halftime adjustments.
But couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
But on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6.
And did he step out of bounds? I think he had the 2-point conversion, but I think he might have came down out of bounds. At least that's what they're calling.
Well, that tells you you're getting it done.
Whew.
Zerline out now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6.
All right, well, the Broncos are going to have a better drive than they did to start. Oh, the Dallas Texans have survived against the semi-pro Cincinnati Bengals, who were threatening to get the playoffs, but I think we're going to finally put that threat away. We don't need more than one semi-pro team in the playoffs.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And there's Frazier dropping the ball. Taylor slipped. I don't know if you guys saw that, but Taylor slipped right off the snap, so he took himself out of the play. So I really only had one receiver en route, and the tight end. Went to the receiver, of course. He caught the ball in the first half, but now that the game's getting tight, he's going to start dropping the ball.
On second down, they'll try and run the counter.
And there's Mingo getting a first down, so that's good.
Before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make
4:50 to go in the third quarter, 17-12.
Now a handoff here to his running back.
And up to Ames, and he gets hit in the back by Deacon Jones. Goes down after 2 yards.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
And there's the completion to Carmichael for the first down. He does hang on despite getting hit.
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They'll look to throw.
There's completion to Carmichael again on consecutive plays. And the Broncos are down to the 11.
Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Halfway through the third quarter, Broncos need to get a touchdown. A field goal keeps it a one-possession game.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
Stone gets a yard or two. 5 carries, 5 yards with a touchdown.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Let's go. He'll drop to throw. This will be caught at about the 6.
And there is a completion for the touchdown. Tripucka comes through with a touchdown drive when he needed it most. And the Broncos spread the lead out a little bit again as where it was at the half. 24-12. Actually, it's 1 point better than it was because of the point after. So the Rams, even though they had that 2-point conversion, the receiver stepped out of bounds for no reason. And that has now cost them to start chasing points, so every little thing helps. The Broncos need everything to go their way that can.
So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out.
Total yards update, the Broncos 80 more yards than the Rams so far. Pass in motion.
And they give this time to the tailback.
And there's handoff up the middle to Wood. Nice 5 or 6 yard gain there.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And there's 3 men converge on Wood to stop him after just a yard gain there, maybe 2. 3rd and 2.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
And there is a sack. McFadden's second sack of the game, and much needed. 3rd sack total, 2 by the Broncos, 1 by the Rams. 2 minutes to go in the third, the Rams will be punting.
There is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Now the Browns, not only can Brian Phillips get some revenge against the Falcons, the Browns can still get home field at 13-1 if the Houston Oilers take their eye off the ball just one time.
Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going.
You see the Bears taking on Seattle. Seattle, the semi-pro team that put Denver in this position.
Confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory. Why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They'll set up to throw.
What? That was stupid.
A nice hit, jars the ball free and brings up 3rd.
Obviously, I threw the ball
been good in the passing game and certainly
inaccurately. Almost got my receiver killed.
Maybe go to the run game a little more.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
Now back to throw.
And there's a completion to Frazier, who hits the deck. He was apparently afraid of getting his head taken off by the safety.
Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? You go with a bigger guy to try and use size. Got to try to go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why.
Oh boy!
Him.
Almost a leaping interception by number 46 there. Hall, that would have been horrible news, but luckily he dropped the ball.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way, so he dropped an interception. The key for him now,
there's a completion underneath the tight end, and that's a 1st down.
Get this inside the 30. Denver has the 1st down, the play going for 15 yards.
Ebola's 2nd catch of the day.
Get their tight ends involved. They can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Broncos late 3rd quarter drive and would love to put another score on the board here.
Now a play fake here on 1st down.
And there's Frazier dropping the ball.
Ball
Anytime they're touched at all, they drop the ball.
There defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense.
Okay.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
There's Taylor. He holds on to the ball when he gets hit.
Do get him down, but not before he reaches the 4-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And they're not going to get a playoff, so the third quarter is over. 24-12. Broncos on top of the Rams.
Welcome back now to Denver. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th.
Pitch it out to Mingo, and the Rams are all over that.
On this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Slot man moves right. And here now it's 2nd and goal. Ball in the 7-yard line.
Mingo can't find a hole and gets taken down.
He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
They'll look to throw here.
And there's Taylor for the touchdown. Chapuka to Lionel Taylor.
His 9th touchdown of the season.
And that's Taylor's 9th touchdown on the year, first today. And the Broncos have their biggest lead of the day now, 31-12. Maybe they can relax in this 4th quarter and just start setting up that Week 17 matchup with the Chargers for the division, as a win today by the Broncos will mean that the Chargers can in no way clinch the division, even if they win later today or later in this weekend, Sack of the Future. That will be one of the bonus games that will be aired.
Out to take over, and with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive.
Now what the Chargers can do, if they win, then I think they can clinch a playoff spot perhaps.
So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field in this.
The Broncos do not clinch a playoff spot with this win, because if they lose to the Chargers, they can still fail to make the wild card. But the Chargers, if they win, then they'll clinch. That'll be 10 wins. I think 10-6 gets you in.
Looking to throw. Working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively.
So what's possible if the Chargers go on to win in their game, and then the Broncos beat the Chargers in Week 17, you might have the Chargers playing the Broncos again in Week 18. That's definitely a real possibility.
And they get a 1st down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks.
But first things first, Broncos need to make sure they win this game before they start thinking about the Chargers.
We see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up.
And Frank Ryan just overthrows his receiver there.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly.
The Rams look like they're on their way to losing their 10th game.
Haven't gotten much better.
And all that does.
But again, Deacon Jones looks like a player. And if he's healthy the entire year, that will only help the Rams next year. There's Frank Ryan, goes out to run, makes a move. Gets close to the 1st down, not quite enough.
They'll give him 8 on the play, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
3rd and 2 coming up.
3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. Here it's 3rd and 2. Back to throw.
And there goes stupid Ryan again running the ball. 3 guys hit him, but Ryan's a pretty big boy at quarterback. He's able to withstand some hits.
For the offensive group. They'll set up a throw. And some space here. Got some real estate inside the 30.
Frank Ryan runs again. The entire drive is Frank Ryan running around like an idiot, but he's effective doing it. And now he actually throws the ball, and he's inaccurate again, so he has turned into a runner and not a thrower anymore.
Not to get too overcritical there, because he knows what he's doing,
which I guess is okay.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass.
And there's a jump from the right tackle, so Rams starting to fall apart because nobody likes a quarterback that forgets how to throw and only can run.
That moves him back 5. And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Dolphins and the Raiders in a tough contest.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Oh, Ryan puts that on the money, but I think the receiver doesn't help him out by landing out of bounds.
So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
I don't know about you, but I wanted to reach out of the booth and snatch that pass myself. That thing floated forever up there, and then got through off the timing of the receiver. That's why he couldn't get his feet down, even though he caught the ball.
You know, Charles, I would have
His completion underneath, he gets to the 26 and ducks out of bounds.
I wanted to see you reach out and catch that.
Yeah, you've heard about my hands, huh?
So this is it. This is the game, really, at 4th and 12.
On 3rd down, I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help him a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe, because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
They'll drop to throw.
Ryan's going to run.
No luck for the Rams as they fail here on
That made no
4th
sense,
down.
but
And
I'll
the
take it.
Broncos will take over on downs.
Buka comes out having a good game, actually.
They were hoping that possession would end.
Anytime he throws no interceptions, of course, it's a good game.
They keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense.
Buka rolls out. Deacon Jones takes him down. And that is actually still a smart play by Tribuca, because the interception is what kills you here. So thought maybe the Rams would be all-out run defense. They were not. So just take the sack, work on the clock. There's Mingo. He had a hole. Number 48 on his own team. Wanted to make sure he got tackled. That's okay.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
The slot man in motion right.
Frazier goes in motion.
Here's a toss right. Jamal Charles breaks the tackle. He's got room to run.
And Mingo gets the 1st down and goes down inbounds. And that's his 5th rush over 20 yards on the season. I believe Jim Brown did that in 1 game, but that's okay. Not everyone can beat Jim Brown, as we know. But the Broncos, this might actually be their easiest game of the year, which is nice because Week 17 is going to be really stressful against the Chargers.
And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes.
Thank you, Vinny. Mingo gets hit hard. Deacon still trying to make his presence felt. But it does not look like the Rams will go ahead and call timeout, so they're willing to go ahead and let this game end, which I appreciate.
Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Pitch it out to Mingo. And he'll be thrown to the ground.
String him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9
But we're down to
situation.
40 seconds. I'm sure the Rams will call timeout after I don't get this first down, but at least I was able to take a lot of time off.
I like when you're able to pose a question and
But
answer
Stone
it.
gets a nice block and does get the first down. So now maybe the Rams will go ahead and let it in.
Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
And this looks to probably be
Okay, all right, sounds good. If you get onto week 3, I mean, like I said, I'm not joking that at least I mean everyone's different, but something about Kurt Warner versus Joe Montana, it's a pretty awesome way to start week 3. But for here, Sack to the future, the Broncos do what they need to do. You already saw the Bills do what they need to do. So week 17 already has 2 games set up, winner-take-all divisional championships. So we're basically in the playoffs if you think about it. Broncos do not clinch a playoff spot, but they give themselves a chance to win the division. Trapuka looked good, and he needs to because they, well, they just can't turn the ball over. They're not talented enough to overcome turnovers, and you see what happens when they don't turn it over. They can beat teams. So let's do that more often. Broncos win. Coming up later, we'll still have 3 bonus games for you over the next few days. Of course, the Bears will take on Seattle here. Brian Phelps will still be bringing you the Browns and the Cowboys as well as a bonus game. Vinny X Wolf Channel. The Bills have already played today, but tomorrow we'll have a bonus game with the I already forgot. The Vikings against whoever they're playing. And then the Baltimore Colts will be followed in the next couple of days here. John M. still has the Oilers and Giants. He'll be bringing you both of those soon. Not scheduled yet, but I'm sure they'll be in the next 5 days. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good day.